I am super happy right now. Welcome back to Bannerlord. And the reason why I say that actually is literally just because I was having an absolutely awful time with attempting to get Byron's playthrough back on track. And you may think to yourself, oh, I didn't know it was off track even. But yes, it is. Oh. Well, maybe I'm not so happy now. Oh well, never mind. So Komnos has actually left us again. And did they actually take something with them? Yeah? Did they? I think they might. No, never mind. It doesn't look as though they did. But anyway, yeah, that's not very nice of them, is it? That's not very nice of them. Anyway, I spent the most part of the day, literally a couple of hours here to try and rectify the situation. Because, hilariously enough, what happened was I loaded back into the game in sort of like the mid-morning. And I thought, okay, I don't need to do anything. You know, I don't need to fix anything because it seemed to be running perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I load in, it crashed instantly. And it was not giving me any errors whatsoever in regards to mods. So I thought to myself, okay, so it's apparently not a mod that is causing the problem. So I thought, okay, well, what is the problem? And I tried verifying game cache. I tried disabling all my mods. I tried basically doing everything. And that was just not working. That was not working whatsoever. So I basically had to upgrade my game version to 1.4.0. Had to update it to that because I was playing on 1.3.1 before in an effort to keep my mods working. Oh wow, we're actually losing a huge amount of people and they're actually joining the Vlandians. Can you believe that? That is so classic, isn't it? It's just such a classic thing for them to do. And look at that. We're actually losing some people now just purely for the fact that those guys are defecting, in my opinion. That really does not help us, does it? That does not help us one bit. Anyway, so yeah. Basically, I updated. And obviously, most of my mods were attuned, or shall we say compatible with version 1.3 and 1.3.1. So I had to uninstall all of the mods, and I do all of this manually, by the way. I know a number of people have been asking me whether I use Vortex or not. Personally, I do not like Vortex. It's not anything personal in regards to the program being bad or anything. I don't think it's a bad program at all. I just prefer to have a little bit extra control over what I'm doing with my mods, and that has prevented a lot of problematic situations, at least in my opinion. And I did try it out. I did try Vortex out at some point, and I didn't really like it that much. I think it's really good if you don't really know how to install mods that easily. But I do. Obviously, I've been doing it for a long time, and the Bannerlord installation is just that little bit different. Now, here's the thing. We're actually gaining a couple of other statistics here by recruiting these guys, by persuading them to join us. And I'm actually hoping that I will be able to do something here with this fellow. Oh, never mind. Apparently he's just gone in and is starting to fight him. So I guess I will just go into an auto-resolve, very quickly eliminate him. No problem at all there. And you can actually see my updated mod list, by the way, in the description. And then you can easily search for the mods on Nexus, and you can find them through that. But yeah. Basically, I had to do all of that, and obviously doing it manually does take longer. Do bear that in mind. It does take longer to make everything work, but it does, in my opinion, pay off in the end because you're going to have a lot less, shall we say, convoluted files all over the place, and you can just keep it a little bit cleaner than if you were to use a mod manager. And that's not to say that the mod manager is bad. As I've said before, I personally think it is a pretty cool thing to use, but I just prefer that greater degree of control. Anyway, there's Oros over there. I'm actually going to... Wait, what? Where am I going right now? Ah, yes, that guy formed an army, didn't he? So that was the reason why I now started to go over to the army. That is not exactly where I want to go, thanks very much. So, yeah, anyway. So, yeah, I basically installed a bunch of new mods as well. Community patch is one of the ones that I personally feel is fantastic. I think it's a really, really great addition. And, you know, I actually forgot to install a mod that someone recommended to me on our patron Discord, and basically it's called Party Manager or something along those lines. Yeah, it's called Party Manager. I forgot to install that with all the annoying stuff that was going on for me at the time. So I'm gonna have to do something about that, because I personally feel like having the ability to basically have greater control over your party is really, really important. So I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do something about that. I'm moving extremely slowly right now. Do I not have a good amount of horses? Yeah, I still have a good amount of horses. I'm actually kind of surprised that we're moving so slowly, to be honest, but okay. Oh yeah, by the way, I have a new weapon as well. I actually purchased a new weapon recently. Ah, okay, here we go. New owner is Byron. Why is the new owner Byron? I don't want to be the new owner. I'm going to give this to... I could give this to this guy, or I could give this to this guy. I mean, Krotor, doesn't he have stuff? Doesn't he? Let me actually just take a quick look here. Yeah, they have one castle, which I think is pretty decent. And this guy doesn't have anything, I assume? No, he doesn't, does he? Wait a minute. No, he has a castle. He has a castle. So I'm going to give this to Krotor, and hopefully Nicolaus will not leave because of that reason. Okay, so I have some influence here that I should be able to spend. Oh, it actually doesn't... no, I actually don't need to. It seems like I actually don't need to spend any influence at the moment, so that's pretty good. And otherwise, what I'm going to do is we will just continue to... I think I'm going to go down and try and take Gaos Castle. I will try to make peace with them if I can get into a battle with them, but unfortunately I am taking... yeah, as you can see, there's more people being taken prisoner here and there and everywhere, pretty much. Let's see if we can catch up to this guy. Why am I moving so slowly, actually? I feel like I'm moving extremely slowly, and these guys are moving really, really fast. So I'm hopeful that my friend here... Barnabas, go! Go, Barnabas! Go! Get him! Get him! Yes! He might actually be able to catch up. I would love to be able to do that. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, these guys are really not having a huge amount of cash, but to be able to increase our relation with these guys is really, really invaluable in my opinion, because if at some point we do get the opportunity to persuade them to join us or something like that, then we're going to be in a much better situation. I just can't believe that this guy is taking so long for us to get him. There we go. We finally got him. Bear in mind that this is the guy, as far as I am aware, that actually... Wait a minute. Yep. Yeah, this guy. He defected. He defected literally just a moment ago, pretty much. Okay, so we've taken Gaos Castle, as you can see. I actually did not take that. We're going to give this to Garrios just purely for the fact that I want to try and prevent him from leaving. And we'll see if we can do something about that. All right, there you go. Okay, so does he need any? Yeah, okay, so he needs some influence. Personally, I don't feel like I should really give him anything, because he left and kind of left us in the lurch. So I'm going to give him only a very small amount of influence. You can see that our relation with him is also fantastic. We have 100. Oh yeah, by the way, I installed a new version of Grow Up and Work. And basically what that does is it fixed the problems that Pelisor was actually having. So if I go into my character screen right here and go over to Pelisor, you can actually see that they now have, he now has fixed skills. So you can see that he no longer just has one in everything, because obviously he was kind of terrible before. So it's really, really nice that that is a bit changed. And we also have Barnabas here with a little bit of an increase. I'm going to get him best medicine, I suppose. Byron also has a couple of extra skills here. We have 200 in bows, plus 6 extra arrows per quiver. Now, here's the thing. I know that there is a website called Bannerlord Perks or something along those lines. And basically what that does is that enables you to see which traits are actually working in the game and which are still to be implemented. And the thing with that is that I've installed the community patch, and as far as I'm aware, the community patch does fix a couple. I'm not entirely sure which ones because there's a massive list. So personally, I'm just going to take what I think is going to be really, really useful, and I don't really mind whether it works or whether it doesn't, but it's actually astounding which perks are not working in the game at the moment, because as far as I could see on the website, they do not have any perks that work for riding skill. They don't have any perks working for roguery, and a variety of other things. The most fleshed out trait trees are trade and charm for the most part, and that's kind of insane because obviously we did have Pelisor, and he was a trader and charming fellow, and he was probably the most efficient character that we've had so far, just literally, I suppose, because the traits are actually working for him. But anyway, bow aiming accuracy increases to max 10% faster. Personally, I don't really care about that, so I'm going to take the 6 extra arrows if we actually get them. And we also have medicine here, 30% chance per day to recover a lame horse, which I think is pretty good. I think that's quite nice. So we're going to just go for that. And otherwise, we have now taken that castle down there, haven't we? Haven't we? Where is it, actually? Because Xorberax has actually just taken... There it is, there it is. Okay, so we're raiding that village over there, as you can quite clearly see by the icon. Bear in mind that I have upgraded my game version as well to 1.4.0. And as a result, I've also upgraded my mods to those versions. And so I'm going to be keeping it on 1.4.0 until the next version comes out, inevitably. And then once it does come out, I'll wait until the mods are also updated, and then I'll do the same thing again where I have to do the whole manual installation stuff, and it's a whole big problem and headache for me. But you know, if that's what I'm gonna have to do, then that's what I'm gonna have to do. It's the same with the Bannerlord series as well, because the Bannerlord series is not actually even giving me crashes, it's just not even loading for me. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna fix that, but I've been attempting to do so over many days now. So anyway, the point is that I'm hopeful that we will be able to find... Where's Dirthart? Where did he go? Where did he actually go? It seems like he may have disappeared. Oh well, never mind. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an army here. We're going to get Garrisons and Ullman and Heckard and all these wonderful guys to join us, and we'll see what we can do with them, because we have over 1,200 units then in our army. And oh, there he is. There he is. Dirthart, come on now. Let's do battle, sir. Let us do battle. And I think he's... Is he slower than me? No, he's faster by about 3.3, I believe. Garrisons, why are you not letting this... Alright, so I actually did crash, as you could no doubt see, and basically I have tested it out, and pretty much what is happening is if I have to ransom one of my own vassals, it does not work. You've seen before that I have been able to ransom other people's vassals, but I can't do my own for some reason. I really don't know why that is, but I actually wanted to show you when I loaded in here. Look at this. This is the community patch, by the way. This is exactly... Look at this. Look at how many patches it applies, and you literally will get so many perk fixes, which is really quite fantastic. And we're going to have to, speak to this guy again, obviously. And this is going to be... I didn't catch up to him this time. So it seems like we will just be doing an auto-resolve and getting him dead. As you can see, Barnabas is absolutely massacring him, and huge amounts of tactics skill for him as well. Very nice indeed to see that. And I suppose we will just be taking Garrisons prisoner this time around, because last time we spoke to him and tried to persuade him to come back, but nowadays, no, not so much. So seems like he will have to have a fun time in our garrisons, in our prisoners' holds, and so on and so forth. And look at this. We're doing pretty nicely right here. It seems like some people have been taken prisoner, and we will be giving this to Krotor, I suppose. Actually, let me just take a look. Tassinor, I believe, has... Yeah, he has Varagos Castle. There's only 2 of them in that faction, in that clan. Oh, but these guys actually have 2 castles already. But I'm going to still give it to him because they have a much larger clan, and I kind of want to keep them happy, at least keep someone happy so that they stop leaving over and over again, even though it might not make any difference whatsoever. So we've got to be a bit careful about that. Anyway, I'm actually going to save here because I really don't want to fight Garrios again, if at all possible. And we are now going to be making our way over to Dirtharch. Oh yes, I will maybe see if I can catch up to him. Seems like he's actually moving a little bit too fast here. Ransom one of your prisoners. Okay, I've got to be a bit careful here. Okay, so... Pelisor. Pelisor of the Wolfskins. You're happy to give me 49,000. Bear in mind that I will be trying to take as much money as possible nowadays. Honoratus is also changing factions like no one's business, which I really got to say is not exactly nice of him. But Thorios Castle... Oh! They only have 200 units there. Alright, I think this is going to be a good idea for me to go for. And we're going to try and bait out some enemies to come at us right here. Alright, we're going to go for Fire Onagers once again because people have been recommending that to me. And I very much appreciate all the recommendations you can provide. Any helpful tips as well, then I'm happy to hear them. Absolutely happy to hear them. So let me see if we can maybe try and bait someone to come and join us here. Maybe actually... Let's ask some people to come and join us. Anyone that's close by, 13 hours, 1 day, and that's it. Okay, we're just going to have these guys come and join us. That's already 634, so I'm pretty happy with that. I don't really want to ask anyone that's super far away to come and assist us because it's otherwise going to leave a couple of places relatively undefended, and I would prefer not to have that be the case. So we're just going to see if those guys can come along and help us out. And I would like to eliminate the walls, if at all possible, because that is going to reduce the chances of us taking massive amounts of casualties. If I didn't care about casualties, then I would literally just go straight in here and just do an auto-resolve, and that's it. And you can see that we have almost 600 units, and it would be very easy for me to head in there right now and literally just do an auto-resolve and probably achieve victory, but I don't know whether I really want to do that in this case because it is going to result in many, many people being lost. And I kind of don't want to make my vassals into having a situation where they're just so... I don't know. I mean, we're doing so much damage to them right now. Maybe it would be a good idea to auto-resolve. I mean, we could take the castle extremely fast then. I mean, it might make sense. Now I'm a bit worried. Yeah, now I'm a bit worried. We're actually getting relations with all kinds of people, which is really quite fantastic. Oh, look at that. Heckard has actually just left. And that's what I find so hilarious about this. I feel like, as I've said before, there should definitely be some kind of cooldown for these guys leaving us. And aha. This is going to crash me right here. So I'm going to accept... And I'm just going to demand that you free him. Well, it actually seemed like it crashed on me again. Yeah, crashed on me again. So even if you do go into the negotiations and you select any option whatsoever, apart from maybe the bottom one, not entirely sure about that because I haven't tested it out yet. But anyway, the point is that anytime one of my own clan members is going to be ransomed, I'm pretty much just gonna go, hey, you know what, just keep them. Just keep them, and then we'll see if we can maybe get them back some other way, or it will just take a little bit of time for them to get back to us, which is kind of annoying, gotta say, kind of annoying. I'm not entirely sure why that is indeed happening, but there is actually someone here, as you can see. Aldrich's army with 502 in actual fact. Alright, so, yeah, we're going to be happy to speak to this fellow. And we can definitely discuss something for Pelisor once again. Another 58,000 for me right there, which I think is pretty nice. And we're going to just continue building our onagers here and taking down the walls. hopefully the catapult will be eliminated. It's kind of annoying that they build catapults. If they built ballistas or something like that, then I'd probably be able to defend reasonably easy against their onslaught. Because ballistas, while they are pretty accurate, they do quite a bit less damage. And they do die much quicker. So our onagers would be, quite a bit easier to, defeat them and things like that. Anyway, this guy actually... Oh, wait a minute. Ah. Oh. Okay, well, that's not very good, is it? No. Nope, gonna have to say no to that. I'm sorry. Sorry, Barney. Sorry, Barney. Okay, it seems like we might have some issues here. Because these guys are gonna come in... He's only got 60 recruits. Yeah, they're going to go in against us right here. I guess what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to have to speak to them. Unfortunately, this is just what it's come to. I'm going to see if I can... Ooh, we might have a shot. We might have a shot at getting Aldrich to join us. That would be pretty fantastic. He's going to bring a whole bunch of fiefs over to us. Oh, yeah. Wow. Success. Now, bear in mind that we are going to have to give him... And it crashed. I actually don't know what's causing that crash. I really don't know what's causing that crash. So... Oh, well. Well, I gotta say, I loaded up my save. And you know what's happening now? Some pretty funny stuff, actually. Every single clan is basically ending up leaving now. And I have no idea why that is a thing. I have no idea. But look at this. This is actually a really cool thing. Nice little new pop-up that indicates a siege. I actually really like that. I think that's pretty cool. And there's Dirthart right here, who is obviously starting to be, total annoying person. So, yes. Anyway, let's lead an assault against this castle. This is going to be pretty simply taken for us. And yeah, so as I said, there were about 3 or 4 clans that have left the Kingdom of Byronia. And, well, I'm actually not entirely sure why they would do that, considering we're actually doing quite well. And I can easily make peace with the Crusades and, well, see what's going on after that. But yeah, it's kind of weird to me that they would decide to leave in such a dramatic fashion. I really don't know why they decided to do that. But anyway, I do have a new weapon, as I said before. And this is the same sort of weapon that these guys use. You see? These guys right here on their backs. That's pretty much the same weapon that they use. So I'm pretty happy with that. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to get through and actually test it out a little bit. That could be quite fun for us. Oh, there we go, there we go. A little bit of extra damage. A little bit of damage right there. And, oh, yes, I'm actually through. Oh, interesting. Nice. Okay. Oh, it seems like the morale damage that we're able to deal is just so significant that people are just leaving super fast. So that's very nice indeed. And I have actually disabled community patch at the moment because I think that might be the reason why I'm getting crashes during ransoms. And I'm gonna test that out later. But for the moment, I will not be doing ransoming of my own people. But if I do get the opportunity to persuade someone to join us, for example, Aldrich once again, then I will try to do that because personally I feel like it's worth the risk. Definitely worth the risk. And that is pretty much the only new mod that I have that affects anything on a significant scale. In other words, affects interactions with people and stuff like that. So I'm hopeful that I will be able to do something about maybe preventing any crashes from there. And otherwise... Oh, I thought I shot that guy in the arm at the very least, but there you go. We got him with a headshot. And that is a lovely victory for us. We literally just took 15 casualties to the Grim Reaper right there. Nothing too bad. And we do get some additional influence and so on. And that is all very well and good. Alright, so let's actually just take a quick look at our kingdom here. We do need to give this to someone, so I suppose I will give it to Tassinor. He seems to have maybe more of a need for it, potentially. And so there we go. Okay, now let's take a look. Yeah, as you can see, look at this. those other factions, those other clans, they've just left. They've just left utterly and completely. And now we have these things going on. So there's Aldrich's army over there. He decided to go over there this time instead of going over here and speaking to us. And as you can see, the Crusade have decided to declare war against us. And they're actually trying to take Myzea, as far as I am aware. They've just started building their siege camp, so they're not actually ready yet to attack us, which is perfectly fine with me. So I'm actually going to attack Death Art here. Do you not want to attack me, sir? I'm actually a bit weirded out that he didn't want to attack me beforehand, but okay. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so we should make peace. Aha! Alright, so I've actually found out the culprit for the crashing problem. It is actually the preventing escape for nobles mod. I don't know why it's causing crashes now. It wasn't causing any problems beforehand. Yeah, but anyway, we're going to be making peace with the Vlandians here for the cheap price of 380,000, I suppose. Didn't really want to have to do that, but you know, we kind of have to. And also we're getting a whole bunch of people released from captivity as a result of this too. And I actually wanted to take Thorios Castle, but Derthart actually attacked me before I was able to head in there. So yeah, that's what happens when crashes occur. And I mean, I can't do anything about it, you know. Sometimes it is literally just because the game gets updated and then you know, a certain mod just doesn't get updated with it, which is really quite unfortunate. But anyway, as you can see right here, these people are being ransomed from us automatically, as you can see. So instead of there being a pop-up coming up basically saying, hey, can you talk to these people, it's not coming up any further. So we're just going to have to deal with the automated version for the moment. And I'm going to be heading on over to Myzea for now as well. It's actually kind of a shame that this is happening like this, because I'd love to be able to barter more than what is currently going on, because sometimes you're going to be able to get so much money from these guys, but they're all being released for basically no money whatsoever. And it's actually kind of a shame that we can't get that working. I might have to install a previous older version and see how that goes, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna hopefully be able to make peace. Can I ask him? Oh, I might be able to get him. Oh, here we go. All right, 61% success. Very surprised about that. Okay, here we go. We're going to have to do 4 out of 4 here. Don't think I'm going to get a critical success. 75% chance. Very unlucky. And, that was also unlucky. Okay, so at least we failed on 2 of them instead of just the 3. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so our realms should make peace here. And I'll give you... I wanted to make peace much more than this, but okay. Yeah, I can't even make peace at this point. So can I actually fight this guy? Do you think I can fight him? He's got 55 nomads, he's got a bunch of regular units, pretty much. Wow, yeah, I think I might actually be able to even fight this guy. I think we could probably do it. So I'm thinking we're probably going to try it and see what happens. And I think we might actually end up walking away with the victory, which would be fantastic. So I'm just going to continue. Oh, I've got some Botanians here. Why do I have Botanians in my army? Oh, yeah, I remember that. In the previous episode, we did actually rescue a whole bunch of troops, and I have not placed them in the garrison, which is exactly what I intended to do, but I have now completely forgotten to do that. So that's great. That is wonderful. But it's okay, because at least I figured out the whole crashing problem. So let's head in here. Whoa, wow, Tulog has 1,260 troops. I am going to have to attack these guys. 468 against 473. Personally, I think we'll be able to achieve a victory here, but maybe not, you know, maybe not. it might be somewhat problematic considering our power levels are significantly, well, similar. And I'm a bit worried about that, to be honest. Okay, so let's tell our people to go into shield wall and loose formations. And I kind of want them to come to me, if at all possible, because if they come to me, we're probably going to be able to murder them from afar. And yeah, this is going to go quite nicely. As you can see, I've actually reinstalled, or shall we say re-enabled, the community patch. And you can see that the community patch has actually fixed a number of the perks. And as a result, I have 39 arrows to start a battle with now, instead of the default of, I think, 23 I had or something like that. So yeah, we've gained a huge amount of arrows as a result of the perks being fixed. So that's very cool in my opinion. Highly recommend downloading the community patch. And I do apologize for thinking that the community patch was the reason why I was crashing, because it's not. It is the prevent escape thing. So I'd recommend not installing that unless you go for an older version or something like that potentially, and seeing what's happening there. I'm actually going to tell my cavalry and my horse archers to charge in as well, because we seem to need to eliminate these guys. They actually just sent in all of their tribal warriors basically for free right here. And look at that. Look at that. Their other units are actually coming across the water now, which is fantastic. This is really, really good for us. I'm actually going to tell my cavalry and my horse archers to hold position back here again. And we're just going to wait and have these guys come over here. We're going to move my infantry into a better position. And look at my ranged units. My ranged units are going to absolutely murder everyone coming across the water here. They're not even going to know what hit them, to be honest. It's going to be an utter bloodbath. Look at this. Look at how much damage we're capable of doing right now. It is crazy. All because they decided to go across the water. This is not a good idea for them to do so. It really is not a good idea. And now they're going to clash into our infantry. And at that point, they're so damaged and taking so much morale damage as well, that it is just going to cause them to run. As you can see right here, they're actually running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my infantry to charge in now, so that we can actually close the gap on the enemy archers as well. And look at that. That was a headshot. That was a headshot, but I didn't deal enough damage to kill them. Okay, that's kind of amusing. Anyway, we're going to tell everyone else to charge in as well. I'm also going to be getting out my new weapon here, which is the same weapon, as I've said before, that these Manavlion units use, which I am very much liking. As you can see, it actually does some pretty decent damage. It was better than my glaive in every single stat category, with the exception of one. So I decided to go for it. And as you can see, it's doing some really, really nice damage. It really is. And it's funny because the thing is that we've not been playing with any of these perks before. You know, the most notable one is obviously the one to increase our arrow count and stuff like that. But I'm actually thinking, what other things were we not playing with before? But now that we have the community patch installed, it is making all the difference. And we are actually able to have a much better, well-rounded playing time, and I very much appreciate that. So yeah, I'm hopeful that maybe the preventing nobility escape mod will be updated at some point, or maybe I just have to install an older version, as I've said, because maybe the newer version is giving some problems for me. But otherwise, that is indeed a wonderful victory, thanks to our strategy. Bear that in mind, our strategy was actually quite good, amazingly enough. I suppose the environment also gave us a pretty significant advantage in the way that the enemy literally had to come across that water all with their cavalry, and they decided to just basically throw them away, which really is not very good. So we're going to be taking all these guys prisoner, of course we're going to do that. And then we're going to see what we can do about moving forward. Yeah, what we're also going to be doing is I will be taking a lot of looters, and I will be trying to turn them into noble units. Actually, that's what I wanted to do in peacetime, but unfortunately, because we are now you know, being forced into wars all over the place, it's probably not something that I'll be able to do at the moment. But what I would like to be able to do is go over to Kaoses territory. Wow. I think they're going to lose this, to be honest. I think the enemy is actually going to end up losing because the garrison has 800 units in, and I think that the defenders usually get massive amounts of bonuses. But anyway, what I was going to say is that I want to go over to Balticand and go over to Steppe Bandit territory, which is basically this area here, and try and take as many Steppe Bandits prisoner as I possibly can, and then recruit them into my army and turn them into noble units, basically for free because of my leadership skill. And hopefully we'll be able to do that. So let's see what happens here. How are we doing? Yeah, it seems like they might actually end up taking this, but they're going to be so dramatically wounded that I think I should have a pretty decent time of things. Let's actually just level up a couple more people. This is exactly the reason why getting the party manager mod would also be extremely useful, because from what I looked at it, it has the ability to pretty much just level up all of your units at the same time, which I think is amazing. But I didn't really want to add in additional potential problems to my already unstable game, so that was the main reason why I haven't installed it yet. But I will probably be checking it out and doing some testing with it as well. And let's see what happens. It seems like, you know, I think... Wow, they're going to take so many casualties right here. Alright, so I've actually headed in to Tulag's army at the moment. I actually don't know how his composition is. As you can see right here, he has how many people? He's got like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 vassals here. And bear in mind that they've got some pretty good units, some of them, but I'm thinking that the majority of their units are going to be recruits. So I'm actually going to be heading in here and attempting to do something, because I didn't want my Zaya to just fall for free, you know. I kind of want to provide some kind of resistance for the opponent, and so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to place my infantry around about here, and then we're going to put our archers around here and put them into loose formation as well. And then again, we're going to do a relatively similar thing this time around. Bear in mind that we don't we don't really have any water to make this into a bloodbath like we did last time, but it's going to be good enough. I think it's going to be good enough, so we'll try our best, and we'll see what we can do. And I'm going to tell my cavalry to charge in, tell my horse archers to charge in, and then we're just going to Yes, we're just going to owl. That's what we're going to do. But yeah, I would like to be able to try and eliminate as many of these people as possible, because bear in mind that most of these units are going to be heavy horse archers. And heavy horse archers, as you no doubt know already, they're really good. They're really good. We've seen how good they can be. And I know that someone actually did mention that I should probably go and recruit some more horse archers and take the fight to the opponent. And yeah, absolutely. I would love to be able to do that, but unfortunately, as we've seen right here, I just don't have the time to do that, being taken for a ride pretty much all over the place. You know, people wanting to kill me and declaring war on us and all that stuff. So yeah, that's not really working out too well. I think I probably want to tell my people to come back here as well. Come on, take him down. Yes, nice. Okay, there we go. We took him down. And I'm going to just kind of bring our cavalry back here. Oh, yeah, this is bad. This is pretty bad, actually. I was hopeful that my archers would be so incredibly powerful in this situation that I would be able to achieve more by just leaving them back here. But it seems like... Oh, no. I actually think we might be doing something here. We might actually be getting quite a few kills. And this is actually pretty good. I think this is actually pretty good. As you can see, the power levels are actually reducing quite significantly for our opponent. And we are doing quite well in that regard. Oh, he's dead. Okay, that's good. I'm thinking, should we retreat? I'm not entirely sure. Get him. Yes, there we go. He's dead. All right. Do we still have arrows? I mean, that's the point. I think there is a mod also that actually gives you the ammunition count of your units, which would be fantastic to go for right here. But I'm pretty happy with how things are going right now, as you can see. Seems like the enemy is kind of just running all the way over there and not really doing anything. They seem to just be standing there, which is great for us. Let's see if I can maybe do some damage to these guys. Try and hide behind some of the trees here to kind of give me a little bit of cover. Elias has gained a level as well. Very nice to see that. He's gaining massive amounts of skills right now. But it seems to be working quite nicely. Look at this. Look at the kill feed. I'm actually really surprised that we're actually getting so much damage done on the opponent. I would have expected them to actually attack us much heavier, but it seems like are they running? Are they seriously running right now? No. They're just being a little bit strategic, which I don't think is really the time to be strategic at this point. I think it is probably a pretty bad idea to do that. But okay. I don't have any more arrows. I wonder whether I can actually loot some arrows from my own people. It's probably not going to work out too well, but yeah. We are doing really nicely, I gotta say. I mean, it seems like our archers have dealt quite a lot of damage to the opponent. As you can see, we've literally only lost 11 from our own army. 23 total, by the way. Total, because obviously we do have a couple of militia with us as well. So I'm actually wondering, should I charge my guys in? That might be a bad idea, because if we just stand here, we might be doing quite a significant amount, you know? Okay, so I'm actually going to tell my cavalry and my horse archers to charge in once again, and we'll see if they start to take... you know what? I'm not going to charge them in from here. That's stupid, in my opinion. We're going to actually just take them over there, and it seems like the enemy is actually running. Is that true? You know what? Should I? No, wait. Now, here we go. We're actually getting a little bit of movement from the opponent now. Okay, I'm going to attack, okay? We're going to attack straight up, and I'm going to move my archers a little bit closer here as well. And we'll see how that goes. But we're going to attack. We're going to go on the offensive here. Bear in mind, I don't have a horse anymore, and Byron is much better at using a horse than he is on foot. He literally has about, what, 59, 60 athletics or something like that. So he's pretty awful at that. But hopefully I won't get killed too easily here. But the amount of damage that we're going to suffer as a result of this is probably quite significant. So I'm a bit worried about it, to be honest. Are we doing okay? Not really. Not really? Really? Yeah, not particularly good. Not particularly good. Okay, so maybe if I can just eliminate a couple more of these people. Yeah. You know what? Shall we try to retreat? Okay, you know what? Let's try and retreat. And we're going to head back in. And we're going to see how that goes. Oh, yeah. Look at this. This is perfect. This is actually perfect because we have 263 ready for battle and the enemy has 309. But I'm pretty sure we will be victorious here. If we are victorious here, we could literally just continue our assault against the Kaoses because we're going to get so many of them taken prisoner. Bear in mind, however, because I do not have the nobility mod installed any further, or should we say enabled, it is going to make things much easier for the opponent to gather forces again and again and again. So you've got to bear that in mind. It might be a situation where they're going to enter the Byron grinder, if you know what I mean, because, you know, way back when I didn't have the Preventing Escape mod installed, the enemy was capable of recuperating their forces in literally 12 hours in game. Super fast. Super fast. So that's definitely something that we don't want to have happen again, if at all possible. I'm actually going to try and see if I can move my forces a little bit closer this time around, and maybe I can try and do some damage. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a little bit too many people for Byron to deal with by himself. Thank you. But yeah, my people are going to probably be pretty good at dealing with the enemy horse archers, and just going to try and bait them into going into like a circle formation, if at all possible. I mean, obviously they're not really going to do that because we don't have that much cavalry, so they're probably not going to get baited into doing it, but it would be nice if they decided to. But, well, doesn't really matter if they do, because we're just going to be able to shoot them from here anyway, and we have such a significant amount of archers, it's just crazy. So it's pretty easy for us to do massive damage from range. Wow, the community patch makes such a huge difference. It really does. Just being able to increase every single perk into actually working to make it actually good, you know? Because before, I looked at the Bannerlord perks website and I was like, wow, that is so insane how they are not implemented. I just don't actually understand why most of them wouldn't be, because most of them are just flat values or percentages or something like that that just require a little bit of input, you know? So it's just literally changing a value of some kind. And I'm surprised that they're not in, you know? I'm surprised that those things aren't in. I would have expected them to be in, but you know, because they don't, as I've said before, they don't really provide a massive, shall we say, a massive change in gameplay. Basically, all it is increasing your proficiency in something. So basically making you more accurate, making you swing faster, or, you know, something along those lines. They don't really do anything dramatically different. Like, for example, the trade skill. That's the reason why the trade skill being implemented is fantastic, because that 225 trade skill perk is so good. So good. Everything has a price, I believe it is called. And if you ever make a trader character, I'd highly recommend getting that as soon as possible. It is so fun. Really is so incredibly cool. And that's implemented, and that changes gameplay fundamentally. So that's the kind of thing that I would have expected to be quite difficult to implement in comparison to all the accuracy increasing, speed, you know, attacking increasing, and so on and so forth things. But there you go. There's a wonderful victory for us. We gained 98 renown, 59 influence. Bear in mind that we would have gained more, of course, if I stayed in the battle in the first round, I suppose. But I'm pretty happy with how it went, because now we get to take all of these guys prisoner. And we can also take all of this. We can take all of these guys prisoner as well. And I think I'm actually going to do that, because I can then head into Myzea and I can place all of them in the garrison there. And we can actually start recruiting them with our improved garrisons mod. And that's going to be fantastic. So let's go into Myzea here. We'll go into the keep. We need to go to improved garrisons. We will go to garrison recruitment and recruit prisoners over time. Yes. And what is the threshold? The garrison will not recruit above its size. Okay, yeah. That is fine. Let's actually do 300, because we picked up 250 or something prisoners, right? I think so. So let's recruit that. Yeah, that is pretty fine to me. So let's go into the garrison here. And wow, there's everyone's dead. Everyone's dead or somewhere else. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so let's do this. I'm just going to leave these people with me for the moment, I think. And we'll just go into the dungeon and manage the prisoners. We've got so many prisoners in there right now, as well as many prisoners in my party, as you can see. So we're just going to literally put all of them in here. We'll just put all of them in there. And that seems pretty good to me. All right, so I do want to sell some stuff, so let's actually go and do that as well. There's 75,000 up for grabs here, which I'm very much appreciating because we will probably be able to clear them out. Yes, we are. Look at that. 75,000 straight up, and I have how many days left? 32 days left of food, which is fantastic. So we were able to defend Myzea against pretty much an overwhelming enemy, and all thanks to the garrison. Really, all thanks to the garrison. They were able to defend there so significantly that it really made a huge difference. And it seems like Britannia in this particular save, because obviously I crashed when Britannia declared war, so they decided not to do that this time. So it seems like we can concentrate our efforts on the Crusade, which has actually been working very, very nicely for us so far. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.